Maybe you're not lazy. You were just taught the wrong way to stay motivated. I used to think I lacked motivation. I'd start a project full of excitement, but give up just days later. I blamed deadlines, the weather, other people, until I started leading a sales team, and I noticed something strange. Two people knocked on the same doors. One kept going, the other quit. And the difference came down to one simple answer. It's tied to a psychology concept called locus of control. People with an external locus believe results come from luck, others, or the environment, and that belief kills your dopamine. But people with an internal locus, who think I made that happen, get a dopamine boost every time they solve something. That's how motivation becomes a feedback loop. You don't need to read a book to change this. Just solve one small problem in your life. Can't sleep? Try waking up earlier, reducing phone time, using warm light at night. And when you sleep better, don't say, "Guess I got lucky." Say, "I made this happen." Repeat that daily. Your brain will start to believe you're the one in control. When you believe you're the one creating the outcome, you'll never need motivation again. Success isn't about being lucky. It's about how you explain failure to yourself. A few years ago, I trained new door-to-door sales reps. One guy had a rough first day, 0 sales. I asked him, "Why do you think you didn't sell today?" He said, "Bad area, wrong timing. People just weren't in the mood." Another rep had the same result. 0 sales. But when I asked her, she said, "Maybe I didn't connect well. I'll try a different pitch tomorrow." Guess who stayed longer? Guess who eventually led the team? Here's why it matters. Your brain is constantly learning from how you talk to yourself. When you blame the outside world, your brain thinks, "There's nothing I can do." That shuts down effort. But when you take ownership, even of failure, your brain says, "Maybe if I try differently, I'll win." That's how we keep dopamine flowing. That's how persistence is born. So here's a challenge. The next time something goes wrong, don't ask, "Why did this happen to me?" Ask, "What could I do differently next time?" Write down one thing you can change, just one. Doesn't matter how small. That moment of ownership is how you slowly shift from victim to leader. Victims wait for luck. Leaders build patterns. Change how you explain failure, and you'll change where your life goes. Most people don't burn out because they work too hard. They burn out because they feel like nothing they do makes a difference. I once had a close friend who was brilliant, talented, disciplined, ambitious. But every few months, he'd crash. He'd disappear for weeks, lose all motivation. I asked him why. He said, "I work all day, but nothing changes. My effort feels invisible." That hit me hard, because I realized it wasn't about energy. It was about meaning. When your brain doesn't see progress, it shuts down dopamine, your motivation fuel. Why? Because your brain's a reward system. It needs proof that what you do matters. No reward equals no drive. That's why people give up, not from pain, but from pointlessness. Here's what changed everything for my friend. He started keeping a tiny proof of progress journal. Each night, he'd write down one thing he moved forward, even just 1%. A tough conversation he finally had. A skill he practiced for 10 minutes. An email he avoided but sent anyway. Over time, he trained his brain to see momentum, and that brought the fire back. Burnout doesn't come from doing too much. It comes from feeling like what you do means nothing. Remind yourself, Every small step is a signal that you still matter. You don't need more discipline, you just need fewer decisions. I used to wake up each day saying, "Today I'll be productive." But by noon, I'd be deep in distractions, YouTube, emails, random scrolling. I blame myself. I'm just not disciplined enough. Then I read about how the world's most productive people don't make more decisions. They actually make fewer. And that changed everything. Every decision you make burns mental energy. It's called decision fatigue. And once your brain is tired, it defaults to what's easy. That's why you scroll instead of start, delay instead of do. It's not about willpower, it's about preserving it. Your dopamine stays strong when your path is clear, not when it's cluttered. So here's one habit that changed my life. Make the decision once. Instead of asking every day, should I go to the gym? Decide once. I go every Monward Fry at 7 a.m. Put it on the calendar. Make it automatic. No overthinking, no debate. Decide once. Follow always. That's how you protect your energy for what really matters. Discipline isn't about fighting yourself. It's about designing a life where willpower isn't required.